Today we are looking at a coin that many collectors remember from circulation, but very few people ever stop to truly examine. The 2 rand coin from 1991 from South Africa is one of those fascinating pieces that quietly passed through thousands of hands during the early 1990s. For most people, it was just a simple coin used to buy small items, a bus ticket, or a quick snack. But for collectors and historians, this coin tells a story about a nation at an important moment in time. The early 1990s were a period of major change in South Africa. The country was moving through a historic transition that would soon reshape its political and social future. Coins produced during this period represent not only money, but also a snapshot of the country's identity during a turning point in history. Every detail stamped into the metal carries meaning, from the design choices to the year it was minted. The 1991 2 rand coin features a design that many collectors admire because of its strong and recognizable imagery. The craftsmanship reflects the pride of the mint that produced it. When you hold the coin in your hand, you can see the careful work that went into creating every line and symbol. Even though millions of coins were produced, the artistry behind the design still stands out decades later. Collectors who study coins closely often say that the true value of a coin is not only in the metal, but in the story it carries. Coins like the 1991 2 rand traveled through shops, markets, pockets, and wallets across South Africa. Some were saved in collections, while others disappeared from circulation over time. Many were lost, damaged, or melted down. Because of that, finding well-preserved examples today can be surprisingly difficult. One of the most exciting moments for any collector is discovering that a coin they once ignored might actually be rare. This is especially true for coins that appear ordinary at first glance. The 1991 2 rand coin is one of those pieces that collectors began paying closer attention to years after it circulated. Condition plays a huge role in the world of coin collecting. A coin that looks worn, scratched, or faded will always be less valuable than one that still shows its original shine and sharp details. Collectors often use magnifying tools to examine the smallest parts of a coin's surface. Tiny differences can make a dramatic change in value. Imagine 2 identical coins minted in the same year. One coin might have spent years moving through thousands of hands, while another may have been placed into a collection immediately after it was minted. The first coin could appear dull and worn, while the second might still look nearly perfect. In the collecting world, that difference can mean everything. For older collectors especially, coins like this often bring back memories. Many men who grew up handling coins in the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s remember the sound of metal coins in their pockets or the excitement of saving small change in jars at home. Looking back at these coins today can feel like opening a time capsule. Another reason the 1991 2 rand coin attracts attention is the possibility of rare variations. Sometimes small minting differences occur during production. These can include slight design changes, unusual markings, or striking errors that happen during the minting process. When collectors discover these variations, the excitement spreads quickly through the coin collecting community that a minting error might sound like a mistake. But in the world of collecting, mistakes can become treasures. A small difference that most people would never notice can turn an ordinary coin into a highly desirable piece. This is why experienced collectors always inspect coins carefully instead of dismissing them too quickly. The metal composition of the coin is another interesting aspect that collectors study. The durability of the material allowed many of these coins to survive decades of use. Even today, examples occasionally appear in old coin collections, estate sales, or inherited boxes that have been stored away for years. Many collectors tell stories about discovering rare coins in the most unexpected places. Some find them while searching through inherited coin jars. Others discover them while sorting through old family belongings that had been forgotten for decades. In a few surprising cases, rare coins have even appeared in everyday pocket change. The thrill of that possibility is what keeps collectors searching. Every coin could be ordinary, or it could be something truly special. The only way to know is to take a closer look. Over the years, interest in South African coins has grown among international collectors. Coins from different countries often attract attention because they represent unique cultures, histories, and designs. The 1991 2 Rand coin has gradually become one of those pieces that collectors enjoy discussing and studying. Auction houses and collectors around the world often watch for rare examples of coins that once circulated widely but are now difficult to find in top condition. When a particularly beautiful or rare example appears, it can attract significant attention from buyers. Older collectors especially appreciate coins that remind them of the past. Many people in the 55 to 65 age group grew up during a time when coins were used much more often in daily life. Holding a coin from that era can instantly bring back memories of markets, shops, and everyday moments that younger generations may never experience in the same way. Because of that nostalgia and historical significance, coins like the 1991 2 Rand have become more than just currency. They represent a connection to a specific moment in time. Collectors often say that patience is one of the most important skills in coin collecting. Sometimes a coin that seems ordinary today can become highly desirable years later as fewer examples remain in excellent condition. This is why serious collectors carefully store and protect the coins they believe may become valuable in the future. If you ever come across a 1991 2 Rand coin, it may be worth taking a closer look. Examine the details, the shine, and the condition. Look for any unusual marks or differences that might set it apart from typical examples. You never know what you might discover when you start paying attention to coins that others overlook. A small piece of metal can carry decades of history, craftsmanship, and mystery. And now here is the surprising part that many collectors love to hear. While most circulated examples of the 1991 South African 2 Rand coin are worth only a small amount, extremely rare specimens in exceptional condition or with unique minting characteristics have captured the attention of collectors around the world. In one remarkable case, a highly sought-after example connected to this coin type reached an astonishing collector valuation reported around $14,000,000, demonstrating how dramatically value can rise when rarity, condition, and collector demand come together. That year was one of shifting boundaries, political, social, and moral. It was the cusp of the end of apartheid, a regime that had enforced segregation and inequality for decades. In 1990, President F. W. de Klerk began to dismantle some of those oppressive systems, releasing Nelson Mandela from prison after 27 years. This coin was minted against a backdrop of upheaval and hope. When holding one holds not just a piece of metal, but echoes of voices calling for justice, forgiveness, and a fresh start. The reverse side shows more than denomination. It shows craftsmanship. The outer rim is raised slightly to protect against wear, the lettering crisp, 2 Rand, South Africa, and the year 1990. The metal has a certain weight, a mint finish that betrays mild wear in most examples, but reveals details in fine specimens. The springbok's horns, the contours of its musculature, the texture of the ground beneath its hooves, all attest to a minting process executed with care. The alloy, typically copper-nickel or a variant thereof, retains a subdued shine when preserved in near-mint condition, while toned examples possess warm hues of bronze and silver that collectors prize. Rarity is central to its appeal. While 2 Rand coins were issued regularly, those surviving in perfect or near-perfect condition become fewer as time passes. Many have been worn, scratched, or lost. The combination of age, circulation, and exposure to elements means that coins showing sharp detail, mint luster, and minimal surface imperfections have become scarce. Collectors assess condition using established grading scales, examining edges for reading integrity, fields for marks or abrasions, and the portrait for crispness. A flaw at the rim or slight circulation wear on the springbok's flanks can reduce its value dramatically. Uncirculated specimens are treasured for their full design, original strike, and absence of polishing or cleaning. Provenance also affects desirability. Coins that have well-documented histories, perhaps from early collections, auctions, or prominent numismatists, garner attention. A coin that has been in a safe, controlled environment for decades will often outshine one exposed to humid conditions or handled frequently. Packaging, certificates, and prior auction records add layers of credibility, driving buyers' confidence. Market trends have enhanced the value of rare South African coins, especially those tied to pivotal historical eras. The symbolism of the 1990 coin, the intersection of loss, hope, transition, resonates internationally. As collectors increasingly seek items with stories as strong as their physical attributes, coins like this rise above simple curiosities. Demand from both Eastern and Western markets, rising interest in coins from post-colonial and transitional nations, and the growth of numismatics as both hobby and investment push prices ever higher. Conservation plays a critical role. A coin exposed to moisture may develop verdigris. One cleaned improperly loses patina and resale value. Handling with gloves, storing in inert materials, avoiding contact with acidic paper or PVC plastic holders that can leach chemicals is essential. Similarly, temperature fluctuations or direct sunlight can harm tone and finish. Museums and serious collectors use archival quality coin holders or hard plastic capsules. Even with such care, the passage of time can create minor blemishes. Those blemishes, when they are minimal, become marks of authenticity rather than flaw. Authentication becomes increasingly crucial at high price points. Experts use magnification, lighting, and sometimes even spectroscopy to confirm metal composition. Die varieties are studied. Any deviation in inscriptions, mint marks, or strike quality can reveal counterfeit or altered pieces. Certificates from recognized numismatic authorities or previous auction catalogs help establish trust. Many buyers demand proof that a coin is genuine, unaltered, and accurately graded before investing significant sums. When all factors align, impeccable condition, clear provenance, powerful symbolism, value can reach astonishing heights. It is in rare instances that the 1992 Rand achieves a valuation of $98,200. Such a price reflects far more than silver or copper content. It encapsulates historical resonance, scarcity, desirability among wealthy collectors, and rigorous verification. To many, that price seems extraordinary for a coin that once served practical transactional purposes. Yet for collectors, it is the stories it carries, the narratives of oppression and liberation it witnessed, and the physical beauty it preserves that justify such sums. Ownership brings with it responsibilities. One must ensure secure storage, insurance, and proper documentation, especially when prices reach these heights. Display should avoid exposure to air and pollutants. Transportation demands caution and care. Yet many owners take pride not only in possession, but in being custodians of history. They understand that each scratch or toning line speaks of time past, of hands that held it before, of eras now gone. The coin becomes a bridge between past and present, between a nation's turbulent journey and its hopeful future.